Let me show you some objectionable albums. Can you swing around and look at this monitor over here? All right. Here's one by, this is Cat, I assume. Let's see the next one. Let's see the next one. Oh, where's English? Let's take a look at another one. Take a look at another one. See, we got one more. Any more? Megadeth. Megadeth. Wasp. Wasp. I hope you didn't have anything to say about the last one, or you're out of here.
I don't know.
Look, when we come back, we're going to meet Twisted Sisters, J.J. French. Stand by. You've heard what Jennifer has to say about heavy metal. Is it sadistic? Is that Satanism? What is it?
What she says is pure crap, is basically it. Now, three things. First of all, let me just take 1 second to thank all of our fans for all these years for supporting Twisted Sister in the tri-state area. Thank you very much. Second of all, you're going to be hearing people screaming about Johnny Lives Dangerously, which is a rock and roll local cable TV show.
Cool it. We want to hear the show.
We brought you this shirt from Johnny Lives Dangerously. Morton, this is for you. All right? Okay. All right. And now let's talk about heavy metal. I've been playing heavy metal for 15 years. I got into it because I love the music. I love the good time. And that was all there was to it. And to insult the intelligence of these people by telling them that they don't have the intelligence to pick the kind of music they want to listen to is an insult to the people of the United States of America, okay?
Let me ask you a question. In all the time you've been in it for 15 years now, and all the time, did you see a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol taking place with the gang?
Let me tell you this. I have toured and done over 3,300 shows in the past 15 years. I have played in 34 countries. I've been on tour with Whitesnake, Rat. Listen, from Motley, Metallica, you can name the band, and we've been on tour around the world over and over and over again. 300 days a year. And I have never, ever in my life seen anything but professional attitudes from these bands, Mort. I haven't seen drug use. They just busted their butt. And the accusations that can be placed here, are so unfounded as to create hysteria, which leads to an unfortunate platform. What that platform leads to is crazy legislation that cities around this country have adopted in order to try to keep rock out. And if it can happen in one city, it can happen in another. It can happen right here in New Jersey. And I'm telling you, you can't let that happen. Don't blame rock and roll, okay?
What you were saying is there are some very responsible heavy metal groups,
and
there are some irresponsible heavy metal groups.
Let me give you for instance.
And same as there were responsible people who wrote songs with the word in it and others before rock and roll ever came along. That'll be edited out, right?
Well, I don't want to be the arbiter of good taste. I don't want to be the person to decide what is right for everyone because that's too much of a generalization. What may be right for me may not be appropriate for the 10-year-old kid down the block. But I'm just saying that parents need to be tuned in,
then the problem
and the way they
who
get
is the
tuned
person
in,
who makes, my concern is who's the person that then makes that decision? Who is the arbiter? Well, if it is the parent, let me say this to you, okay? Considering that rock and roll has been a scapegoat for the past 30 years and continues to be a scapegoat for every cheap accusation that falls their way, a couple of things occurred to me. Do you know that about 10 years ago, there was a guy called Son of Sam, went around, killed people, and when they arrested him, he told everyone that a dog told him to do it. And I thought this was interesting.
And he was part of a satanic group,
True,
though.
but just remember, a dog told him to do it. Now, if you want to take this theory way out to its end, then you should abolish all the dogs on this planet. Then you have the sick guy in Chicago.
God, wait a second. Let us talk here for a second.
Shut up.
I've turned on MTV a number of times, and I really only see two kinds of women on MTV. Young blondes, and virginal boots, all right?
Let's see your boots, Mort.
I'm not a young blonde, baby.
Yeah, babe.
And I'm not a virgin, but neither are you, either one.
Yeah, but you know what you are.
And usually they
Mort
have...
Jr., I hate to tell you, you're chain smoking in my face, and you're going to get cancer, and please, don't get I'll tell you something, Mort. You know, Mort. You know, Mort, this shows your shut up! This total shows your total insecurity of females and everything because you have to be sucking on a cigarette. It's amazing to me. If you don't have your own to suck on.
Come back here.
Hey, come back here. Hey, I had to say something. Come back here and suck my.
And I'll guarantee you she has one. This, all right? This is the kind of crap. This is the kind of crap that I can understand this lady is fighting against. Get her ass out of here. We'll be back in a minute.
February, when we salute three great American leaders, Lincoln, Washington, and Crazy Eddie. Crazy Eddie, his sale prices are insane.
I could see the flames, screaming, people shouting.
Well, I work with families whose children are in a lot of trouble with drugs and alcohol, suicide, and so forth. I've worked very closely with these parents. I have been privy to diaries that young people who are into the drug scene have written. And I want you to know that all throughout the diary are references to heavy metal, songs, and so forth. And my question here is, I have no problem with heavy metal or rock and roll that gives out a positive, healthy message. Why do we have to write lyrics?
Healthy in whose eyes?
I would hope in everybody's eyes. I don't think it's healthy to promote and glamorize the use of drugs and alcohol, especially when you know your audience is the adolescent audience.
Okay.
These are young people who are trying to find their identity. They gravitate to music, which is natural and fine. But what is the message that they're getting from some, not all? I am not condemning heavy metal or rock and roll as a whole. I am condemning those lyrics which promote drug and alcohol use that make it very glamorous. These kids really get excited about this stuff.
Let's listen for a second. Tell me if this fits into the category. Ozzy Osbourne, I think it's called Suicide Solution.
Do I think it?
Let me read this to you, all right? Surgeon's warning. Smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy. Labels, they suck.